Welcome to Midnight Movie Talk. It is Wakanda Forever night here on MMT. I am Erick Weber, live as always from Los Angeles on this Tuesday night. The embargo has broken. We can talk about Marvel's latest film. You probably know by now, I'm not a huge fan. It's underwhelming. That is as kind as I can put it. Let's go to my tweet reaction that is kind of gone viral today because people are like, oh man, you said it. I can't believe you said that, Erick. You said the movie wasn't good. What's wrong with you? Here it is. Wakanda Forever is like watching your favorite band with a replacement lead singer. The band's name's the same, but deep inside, you know the entire endeavor's vastly inferior, lacking the emotion you're hoping for. It's overlong. Namor completely miscast. We're going to talk about that in a minute. What a thorough bummer. 6.5 out of 10. I mean, I can't even believe I'm at this number myself. It's very hard to comprehend for myself. I wanted to love the movie. I went into it last night going, this is going to be one of the better MCU films that we've received, if not this year, maybe ever. I mean, you have Ryan Coogler, huge fan of Ryan Coogler. You go back to Fruitvale Station for me, 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And you go, this man can direct. And then you get Creed. And then, of course, Black Panther, and now Black Panther 2. We're going to talk about, I think it's time for Ryan Coogler to move on from the MCU after this. We'll get to that too. But let's talk about why this film is underwhelming. And it really starts with this. The film's flat. I mean, it is a film that when you sit through, you are looking for whatever you're watching, especially an MCU film or any kind of action film. You're looking for something that gets you excited, that gets you into the film, that you're like, this is really interesting set piece. I love what's happening here, and I'm totally engrossed with what's going on the screen. I don't know if I ever felt that way. And that includes even the Chadwick Boseman tributes, which obviously you expect to feel emotion for that. And I think it's handled fairly well. But even that doesn't even ring and pierce your heart like you expect. And so it's a really odd experience watching Wakanda Forever with a film that is, no question about it, overlong. And this is 2 hours and 40 minutes. And it feels longer. And I say this all the time, that it's not necessarily runtime that's the killer, because you could have a 3-hour film that is really well paced and works. I mean, I would argue Endgame, if you want to stay MCU. I love Endgame. I think it's the best MCU film. And then you go to something like, let's use Wolf of Wall Street, roughly 3 hours, a film that flies by and is one of Scorsese's best. I think it's Leo DiCaprio's best acting performance, Wolf of Wall Street. So it's not always about the number, but this is a film that drags, okay? Because it's flat. That's why they're combined. Flat and overlong, that's bad, okay? Now, let's talk about specifics. Spoiler-free here, because I don't want to get into spoilers because I understand a lot of you have not seen the film. It doesn't come out till Thursday night for those of you going to the previews. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to, break down specific spoilers. There's one thing I want to call your attention to, but it's not going to ruin the film for you. Okay, you know this stuff, so it's not like I'm going to break, whatever the end credit scene is or any of that stuff. We're not going to do that here tonight. But I do want to talk about one of the major problems with this film, and a lot of people have been coming at me with this today, saying, "Oh, he said it. Namor has been miscast." When you look at Namor as a cartoon character, right, written on the page, on the comic book page, you are looking at this ripped merman, okay, right, shredded, the six-pack, the whole thing, okay, the action figure body that you're looking for. And I know a lot has been made about Huerta's body, okay? Because listen, here's the deal. Tenoch Huerta, and I hope I'm saying that right, I believe I am, it's not that he's out of shape, okay? No one's going to look at him and go, oh man, you look terrible. But when you are casting a character that is shredded, that needs to look the part of acting is looking like the character. And I think facially, I don't have a problem with it. That's not the issue. But listen, would Henry Cavill be as convincing as Superman if he wasn't buff? Would Hugh Jackman have worked as Wolverine if he were not shredded? Would The Rock sell as Black Adam if he wasn't gigantic? The answer to all three of those questions is no. So why are we giving the actor playing Namor a pass? You can't. So when you're casting the character, you have to look at the physicality of the actor involved. And I know some of you think that that is in shape. Someone told me today, like, he looks good. Come on, be real. Does he look like Hugh Jackman, ripped? Does he look like Ryan Reynolds, jacked? Deadpool. Name any actor that ever stepped into, the comic book character and they all got buff or certainly buffer. Robert Pattinson as Batman got noticeably more swole. Very important to match the physical characteristics of your character. That is problem number one with Namor. Now, I'm going to stay on this for a minute because this is big. The other issue is very compatible with that problem. It is the fact that this actor, Huerta, is not menacing enough. When you have a character in Namor that is this mostly bad dude, but, shades of gray, right? Then you need to have a really hard lean into the menacing side. When he delivers lines, you have to go, this guy means business, and if you don't do what he says, he's going to F you up, okay? And the problem here is that you don't feel that way. From the moment you first see Namor arise out of the Wakandan waters, not a spoiler, not really, and he, is floating, and he's hovering, and you're waiting, like, it's the moment where you go, okay, this dude is badass, and he's going to mess you up. It's not there. It is not there. When you see this film, you're going to see what I'm talking about. So right off the bat, when you need him to be, and I use it, this is the word, the perfect word, menacing, it's missing. That is a major problem if you're selling a character that is central to the story, okay? So that is one of the big problems here with Wakanda Forever. I also want to bring your attention to the fact that, and I didn't put this in the bullet points, and I'm going to make it short because it is a little spoilery, and I got to watch how I say this. Who they pick to replace T'Challa is, in my estimation, not the right pick. I think that there were so many different ways to go. It's the most obvious direction, and I don't think it's the best direction. And I'm going to have to go spoilers if I do it, so I'm just going to mention that, okay? By the way, we're going to be joined by Chris Gore here soon, and I can't wait to talk to him about this because I very briefly had a discussion with him after we walked out of it last night, and I want to see what he has to say about this film. Because right now, let's go to Rotten Tomatoes, and we'll get more into this, and we'll get to your comments, okay? But I want to go right to Rotten Tomatoes and see where we are standing on the tomato meter. Now, I do not base everything by any means on the tomato meter, right? Because that would be stupid. Why would I sit here and say, no, the movie's good because it has, where is it here? 87. It keeps dropping. It keeps dropping. It started at 94, I believe. And now we're down to 87. So what that tells me is some people are getting fearless like me and saying this is not a great film. It is not one of the best MCU films, not even close. And it's a real issue considering the director, considering what we had. I understand that we lost. I get that we lost Chadwick Boseman. I understand that it's not going to be the same film, but that doesn't mean that your films can't still kick ass. And Black Panther 2 does not do that. Okay, here's some there's 17 rotten. So earlier it was 4. We're up to 17. And these people are all seeing the same things. I mean, there's one down here that's just absolutely just mauls the film. A dutiful, mirthless movie derailed by a real-life loss from which no franchise could feasibly recover. I mean, these are things. Ticking boxes isn't the same as pulling magic or even just insight from thin air. The sad reality is the show must go on without Boseman. It's more of just the same. It's just not a good film. So I'm very happy to see other people that saw the same film. Now, I don't really want to say happy. I want to say that it's refreshing that we have critics, and we're going to get Chris Gore here in a second, that we have critics who are fearless, insane things about films that need to be said. I'm going to bring Chris in 1 second, but I'm going to bring up topic number 4. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but I think this is going to end up being a very big topic of discussion, and we're going to break it here tonight at MMT. This is what you come here for, and this is something I noticed during the film. It was reminded to me by someone this afternoon, and then I said, we need to drill down on this tonight. Here it is. Do superheroes kill cops? That's my question for you. Quick answer. Do superheroes kill cops? Okay. Well, in this film, this is a little spoiler, but it's not going to ruin the film. This is not like something central. Okay, just you need to watch for this. This is very important. Ironheart's in the film. Okay. And as you know, she is the Iron Man light version, right? The younger version of an Iron Man character. And one other thing I want to say about that real quickly is that another mistake here was in who they cast it for Ironheart. This is a character that in the MCU, from the comic books, if I'm not mistaken, this is a character that's like 16, right? Like a genius who is in college at MIT, who is so smart that she got put ahead, right? She's 16, but she's at MIT. The actress playing Ironheart here does not look like she's 16, 17. She looks like she's in her mid-20s. And again, that's not saying anything about her. It's about casting choices. So right here we have Namor off, we have Ironheart off, and then we have what Ironheart does. And here comes Chris Gore. Get ready, because I'm gonna roll right into this with his take. Ironheart is in the sky, and they're all trying to get out of a situation, and she's up there in her Iron Man suit, and the cops have roadblocked a bridge, and they've got to get off the bridge. Okay. This is not, guys, trust me, come on. At the end of the day, it's not a spoiler. When they have to get off the bridge and the cops are blocking it. So, normally you'd be like, let's put up a fire shield. Let's do something that will just make the cops go away, or like they can scoot to the side. No. Ironheart flame broils the cops. And I was like, what? A superhero just torched a bunch of cops? What the hell is that? I mean, superheroes don't do that. Do you remember back to Tony Stark, like saving kids as the city's taking off, and whichever freaking Marvel movie that was, and he's saving people just one person at a time and all these things. And now we have Marvel roasting cops on bridges. Another of the issues with the incredibly underwhelming Wakanda Forever. Chris Gore, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here tonight.
Hey, Eric. I'm not sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Listen, I want to get you. I want to just drill down right now on what I just said. Did you notice that scene, and what was your reaction to it last night?
I don't know. I went to the bathroom twice. I might have missed that scene, but also, like, I didn't care. Like,
of course, you
this
didn't.
movie. What's here? There's a couple things. One,
yeah.
The people that went to the world premiere of this movie,
mm-hmm.
everyone was so high and positive on it,
mm-hmm.
like every single Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we see? We finally, you and I see the movie, and it was me, you, Dante,
mm-hmm.
and Alan Ing, the editor-in-chief
mm-hmm.
of Film Thread.
All the Film Thread people's near me. Yep.
Yeah. We all sat in a row together, and I can't tell you how many times I looked at you.
Yep.
Like, what did we just see?
Same here.
What the hell is happening? Like, what is this movie? Like, it is such a colossal disappointment. I would even call it, among the worst, if not the worst, movie in the MCU. Right there with Eternals.
Listen, I have the same grade on it as Eternals. I mean, I have Eternals at a 6.5, and I have Wakanda Forever at a 6.5. And if you would have told me I have an Eternals grade on Wakanda Forever, I'd say you're insane. You're crazy. I mean, that's the thing. You got this, everyone, the talent involved, just Ryan Coogler. And then this is what we get. It's so disappointing. It's another huge disappointment as we wrap up 2022.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, look, I was looking forward to this. How are they going to explain the death of Chadwick Boseman? Chadwick Boseman, who is not T'Challa, he is not Black Panther. that's a character. They decided to kill the character because the actor that played the character died. Now, just a couple of examples. How many actors have played Batman? How many actors have played Superman? How many actors have played James Bond? The decision not to recast T'Challa and continue a Black Panther story that is the number one decision that killed this franchise. This is a dead franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
it's
listen,
a dead franchise.
And this is insane that we're having this conversation that we are. I'm going to bring up the other thing I wanted to bring up. This was my other one, and I imagine you're going to feel the same way. We need an MCU break. Like, we need a break from the MCU for like 6+ months, not 2, not 3, not 4. I don't want to see an MCU film anytime soon after this.
Well,
it's so stale.
At this point, they're literally making movies to fill a schedule, to fill a quota, to fill like content. Like, there is something to be said for George Lucas, who very smartly, like, this original Star Wars trilogy came out, and he waited decades to make the prequels. Then another amount of time, Star Wars goes away, then the sequels come out. You know, that's a whole other conversation. But what I'm saying is, these franchises need a rest. You've got to, like, not make an Alien movie for 5 or 10 years, and then people want it, right? And I feel like if you're going to constantly put out product, it needs to be way more thought out. And the decision to not recast the character was a colossal mistake. And the thing is, this word's not really out yet. Like, people are only seeing all the positive stuff.
Yeah.
But once word gets out, once people realize that the negative reviews are more accurate representation of how people think, the second weekend this movie is going to tank miserably. 2 hours and 40 minutes. It was, I mean, I kept looking over at you. We were like, oh my God. Like, you got to tell me how you felt at some point.
Listen, listen. Yeah. Let's say this, and this is 100% accurate too, is that we have a situation in this industry, and this is something I was going to talk with Scott Menzel about too, and he feels the same way. And I know you're going to agree with what I'm about ready to say. We have a situation in this industry. We have a bunch of people that get invited to premieres, such as the one we just, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever premiere was like a week and a half ago. And part and parcel with going to the premiere is coming out of the premiere and only saying positive things or accentuating something about the film and making it sound that it's positive. So when you had people coming out of Wakanda Forever, they're like, oh my God, MCU's back and this is one of the best films and blah, blah, blah. And the reality is it's not. And here's the funny part about that story, and I'll let you comment. I received multiple direct messages on Twitter from people who went to the world premiere who, because they knew they went to the premiere and they couldn't say what they really wanted to say, had to come into my DMs and say, by the way, Black Panther 2 is not that great. And I was like, wow, what world do we live in where you have to, because you are the guest of the studio, only come out and say positive things? If that's the world and what they want me to play by the rules, I am not going to play. I am a journalist ultimately, and I know you are too. You are not biased, and these people, if you want to play that game, that's your deal. I don't want to do that. And I know, doesn't that just ring like incredibly false and incredibly just alarming that people are going to say positive things to get access and whatnot?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, look, I will say we all have our biases, right? There are certain actors I like. There are certain directors I like. But I will disclose that. I'll say, look, I love David Lynch. I love certain actors. So I may be predisposed to like something by a certain creator, just because I've liked their previous work. So we all have our biases. That's fine. But when your bias is tainted by a free goodie bag you got at the world premiere, or because you got to go to the after party or whatever, like, I question that. I question that stuff. And look, I know for sure, because you and I have been to events with each other before, where you've gone to an event, it's been a great party, it's been a great event, and the movie fucking sucks. And that happens, right?
And then you end up leaving.
What do you say?
I leave.
Be honest. look, I'll have a couple drinks. I'll have a couple drinks, and then I'll leave. But yeah,
you don't. You're not one of those people, and there's lots of people in this business who do this, where they watch something and they don't feel that high on it, and they still go up and go. They go to the person and go, "Oh my God, it's so great." I was in a situation. I'm not going to say who it was and what it was, but we saw a movie that was underwhelming. We saw the star. I'm familiar with the star, and the person I was with went up and was like, and I knew that they didn't like it. Oh my God, it's so great. And then I turned to the same person, the star that was in the movie that I was talking to, and I go, it's good. I think you're really good. I think the film's okay. And he goes, the person, whatever, said, "Hey man, I appreciate that." Like, I think people appreciate truth. And I think that's what ultimately comes back to, for me and for you and the people that I hang out with here in Los Angeles. We are truth tellers, at least our own truth. And we are unafraid and fearless to do this. That's why you're popular on Film Curves. That's why I've done the show. That's what we do.
Yeah, it just exposes to me everyone that goes to those world premiere events. None of those people can be taken seriously at all.
Zero.
And when you look at the Rotten Tomatoes, I was shocked that it was like 95% or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's slowly dropping. It's in the 80s. It's in the 80s now.
Yep.
And I'm reading the negative reviews and I'm like, oh, those are pretty on the nose.
Thank you.
They're
But here's
about this.
Let me tell you, if what I did today, and I'm not suggesting that I did something amazing by saying that this film is like listening to your favorite band with a replacement singer and then realizing that it just doesn't have anything like the original did. And then people going, oh man, hold on, maybe I can voice my own opinion that this movie's not that good. If that's what it takes, then so be it. Because I've said it before and saying it again, I don't care. I mean, why do I need the validation of other people? You're really looking to be trusted as a voice, so that when people actually see Black Panther on Thursday and they come out and say that was underwhelming, they go, oh my God, Weber was right. Gore was right.
Well, I mean, I don't even care about being right, because reaction to something that's art or that's something that's entertainment. It's subjective, so I get it. There are people that are going to see this, they're going to argue that they like it. But a quick aside before we get back to the topic.
Yep.
Erick Weber has been working so hard on this YouTube channel with MMT. Mm-hmm. He is monetized. Yep. Show your love to Erick right now. Like this video right now so it gets recommended, so he gets a lot of views. He's monetized the video. Secondly, if you want to ask a question, super chat right now. You can super chat, throw $1 or $2, you can super sticker, whatever it is. Throw some cash Erick's way. He works very hard. He takes what he does very seriously. I know I've known Erick for years. He's a man of integrity. So all I'm saying is support Erick's channel, share the video, and there you go. Now,
thank you. Yeah, hold on before
share, subscribe.
I appreciate that huge. And honestly, listen, when we started the channel, this is what it was all about. It's about community and certainly different points of view. And we can go back and forth. I consider it like a live Twitter, and that's what we basically do here. So anyone who had an issue with what I had to say, here's the first thing I want to say, though. If you have an issue with a review of a film, I would suggest you hold off until you've seen the film. Right. I agree. Totally. How funny is that? When you get people that go, oh my God, he said that Thor Love and Thunder was better than Wakanda 2. And they haven't even seen Wakanda 2. Like, what kind of person comes into an argument and says, oh, well, and then they haven't even seen one half of the argument. Like, it makes me, are these people like sane? What is wrong with this?
Well, I don't take that stuff seriously. Those usually people trolling, but people should see for themselves. Like, we're doing a live stream tomorrow. Actually, Erick, you're welcome on the live stream. 1 p.m. Pacific time on Film Threat. It's going to be me, Alan Ng, Dante James, talking about our reaction to this movie. And all of us kind of looked at each other. And look, I'm not saying there aren't some positive things in the film. There are a couple of things you could say, but you could say are positive. I will say this: Riri Williams didn't bother me as much as maybe it bothered other people. She's kind of the comic relief and whatever. But Letitia Wright can't carry this film.
Nope, she can't.
She can't. This is in the way that the first Black Panther movie was a lot of male energy. This is a lot of female energy.
Well, there's nothing wrong
with that,
though.
cut it.
Okay,
no, but it doesn't cut it.
I don't mind the female. It's not like I don't mind female energy. It's just I don't think it's even energy.
They can't carry the movie. These are side characters. Shuri is a great side character, right? Like all the characters, like it's like basically this is all the side characters got their own movie, but they can't carry the film.
Okay,
I will say, and this is like a little spoilerish, and people have already talked about it. Michael B. Jordan's in the film, right? The guy who plays M'Baku, like
it's fantastic.
Winston.
Winston Duke. Every time he comes on, you're like, that guy's a badass.
He's great.
That's right.
But both of those actors are in the movie for like 10 or 15 minutes.
I know. And the rest of the film suffers.
The film suffers. I'm sorry. You need a balance. That's what made the first Black Panther film really good, was the fact that you had like all these great side characters in addition to Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. The other thing, this is a weird aside, is how much the rest of the movie suffered. The costume design, the production design. Wakanda looks like a resort and a theme park. It's not as grand or majestic as the original movie.
I agree. No, it doesn't.
There's all the craft, this movie is going to get no awards.
No, let's talk.
Nothing.
Okay.
Maybe Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett.
No, listen. I run awards, Ace. It's one of the top Oscar sites. Let me tell you right now, I haven't done it yet, and I'm about ready to do it. We are going to take Black Panther down almost across the board, because after seeing a film, you have to reevaluate its standing when it comes to awards. And after you see Black Panther 2, you're just like, this is not an Oscars film. And I don't care if the first one got nominations and wins and all. It doesn't matter. We can't be, because of legacy, we can't do that when it comes to awards. We have to stick to the film in front of us, and that's the key. I want to get to a couple comments here. Son, Son's on here like saying sounds like a lie. What's the lie, son? What do you? This is my favorite when people say you're lying. You don't understand, guys. I am incapable of lying. Okay. Whatever I say that comes out of my mouth is going to be very much unvarnished, is going to be very much how I feel. And if I'm going to lie, you're going to know. It's like Jim Carrey and Liar Liar. I can't do it. So I don't know who you are, son, but I'm going to tell you right now that there's no lying here. Whatever happens is 100% real. I'm never going to put on something to get, as someone said the other night or on Twitter, clout. Are you kidding me? Like Chris, I'm sorry. Do we go out of our way to get quote whatever the hell clout is?
No, we will get like a film threat will be quoted, or I will be quoted, or whatever.
Sure.
But I don't do this to do that. Like, if it happens, cool, but I don't give a shit. So whatever. Like, all I'm saying is that this just indicates to me when you get like, diminishing returns on the MCU.
Oh God, yeah.
You got to kind of rethink it. It's like, look, they had this amazing, more than a decade of movies building to Infinity War and Endgame. That was great. They should have taken off 5 years.
Okay, listen.
They should have just said
100%.
5 years, we're taking off, and then, we're going to revisit and recast. They could have recast Iron Man, recast Steve Rogers, and rebuilt up the universe or whatever.
We need a break.
We need a break. It's just like, and you're going to see this movie. Okay, box office. No way this movie breaks $1 billion.
No. Listen, in fact, after seeing it, it's gonna be lucky to get to 500. I think stateside, lucky. Before I was like, could this get up near Top Gun Maverick? No chance.
Well,
the quality's not nearly good enough. It's not even close.
How well do you think the movie will do in China?
Well, I got to see. Is it for sure going there? With China, you don't know. Every
other
day.
That's a joke. That's a joke. It's not going to China.
Well, I don't know for sure. Have they said for sure? We don't know. But there's nothing that is anti-China in this film, which is what they primarily whack it for.
No, it's not about that. It's that it's not going to China.
Well, I'll double check that. I'm gonna say here's someone else. There's no nuance. The same guy. Here's the funny thing about Sun. There's no nuance in your Ute review. You're nitpicking everything. Here's the thing, man. Because I can't talk about the film without spoilers. I told you the problem.
Well,
it's flat. Hold on, Chris. It's flat.
Yeah.
Okay. It's overlong. Namor's miscast. Ironheart's miscast. There's no emotion. What else do you want, son? It's not a good film, man.
Did you
what do you want?
So the actress who plays Ironheart, the character, has cornrows. Did you notice that, like, the robot or like the Iron Man suit that she made has cornrows?
I did not notice that. I just know that. By the way, so remember, she's 19 in the film. I'm telling you that the actress, I was watching her going, she looks closer to mid to late 20s. She's 25. And again, this is.
I don't have a problem with that.
That's no, but listen to me. Whatever. Listen to me, Chris. If you are casting a young genius, right? A 16-year-old girl that's in college, or she's 19 in the film, they probably pushed her to 19. Here's how I know that she looks older. This is something that you're not going to get this anywhere else. And when you watch the film, get ready. And did you, Chris, hopefully you saw this. When she's this is a kind of a spoiler, but not really. She's at MIT. And her job is to hustle to help people do papers. So she is basically doing the homework for these other people or tests or whatever the hell it is. And the guy that she's interacting with that owes her money, I'm not even kidding you. He's got an MIT sweatshirt on. I'm like, this guy's 40. Did you notice that? No, but the guy looks like he's 40, Chris. Do you not? These things. No, but listen, Chris, you can't just disregard it like that. It matters because you miscast the actress who looks too old. No. So now you got to make the guy in college look like he's 40, so she looks like she's 19. Do you see?
But wait, can I let you in a little dirty secret?
Go for it.
Anytime you see someone who looks like they're miscast, they're a friend of the producers or a friend of the studio. It is literally someone doing a favor to be in a movie. Well, whenever you see, wait, no, this is serious. Okay, just from like film production, like whenever you see someone that looks like they're miscast in a small role, that is what you call a favor. That's someone saying, "Put my friend in this movie."
Do you think Marvel would do that?
Serious.
Do you think Marvel would do that?
It happens in every movie you've ever seen.
I don't like that. I agree. But we know what the problem is, Chris. Here's the problem. And this is the problem with this film. This is the problem with everything that I tend to have an issue with. That when you put my credo is merit. It is always about merit. It always has been. So I want the best person to win no matter what. I want the right person to win. I want you to have the credentials that you need to have the job and whatever it is. So when I see, if you're telling me that they're going to, I don't know, again, he's speculating here, but let's just assume he's not. If that's what we're doing, then what are we doing, man? I mean, I can't even imagine doing that. I would be like, I want to see everybody. And back to Namor. Let's talk about him because I mentioned it off the top. I want to see what you think. Listen, tell me if this is not fair. This is 100% fair. When you are casting an actor who is shredded like Namor is supposed to be, as you know from the comics, let me pull a picture up of what Namor looks like, okay? You guys know, but just to remind you from the comics what he looks like, and then I'll put it up on the screen. It's Submariner. Here he goes. Let's pull up an issue. Okay, so hold on. Let me get to it. So here's the thing. So when you have to look like you are jacked, when you are ripped, you cannot look like the guy in this thing. You have to be more cut. I know that sounds nitpicky, but listen, man, it is
look,
the
Erick,
number.
Erick,
Chris, you have to.
Erick, what do you know about abs?
This is. I kind of wanted you to lead me there because I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, thank you for going there because guess what? Because here comes Chris. I'm going to say this, and this is. I thought about this, and it's true. I should not have better abs than the guy who's playing Namor.
That's so true. You do. I mean,
no, but is that? But think about that for a minute. Should a guy on YouTube, a film critic, movie evaluator, should he have bigger arms than the guy playing Namor in an MCU film?
No, but all I'm saying, look, the actor is miscast.
Thank you.
The concept of him being 500 years old.
Yep.
And, you know, they look, it so doesn't work. It just doesn't work. He's not a very good villain.
Nope.
He's not,
he's not menacing.
No gravitas.
Nope. None.
And I don't want to get into any. Obviously, we're not talking spoilers, but the third act is a fucking mess.
Oh my God,
it's a mess.
Listen,
so
okay,
bad.
More comments here. Let's go. So, what do you think the general audiences will think? Prediction for cinema score. Jeff, no.
General audiences are going to hate it.
I know,
hate it.
Jeff. You're not going to think it's great. You're just not. And you're going to come out of the movie and you're going to align yourself more with the rotten reviews than the positive reviews. I'm almost certain of this. And I know, Jeff, your taste a little bit, but I'm just telling you, for anybody, when you come out of this movie, if you are not an MCU shill, then you will legitimately feel incredibly underwhelmed. Gerchop, great call here. You should have cast Mahershala Ali as Panther. That's a great pick. Mahershala is a wonderful actor and a total badass, and he would do it. He would be good at that. I think also Aldris Hodge is another guy physically that looks the part. You already have Jonathan Majors in the MCU, but otherwise he'd be perfect, right? Because look at Jonathan Majors in that Men's Health. Have you seen him, Chris? That dude, you talk about Jack. That's what Namor should look like. Not the dude who's playing Namor here. You should look like Jonathan Majors.
But I kind of feel like I always envisioned Namor as Asian just because of the way he was drawn.
Yeah,
but also, the actors that you mentioned would be amazing as Black Panther.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it. There are so many great, great black male actors.
Oh, yeah. Those were all for Black Panther.
You couldn't find someone to play, to take up the mantle. It's not going to be Chadwick Boseman. I'm sorry, Chadwick Boseman kind of he did his thing, and he sort of set the what the character is and did an amazing job, and that's why you feel the loss so hard. But there is another actor who could have another take. It's like with James Bond, right? Like at first you're like, I don't know if you could be a good James Bond. Daniel Craig.
Yep.
You don't even look like him. You're black. And Daniel Craig is a great James Bond. So with every James Bond, when you go back in history, there's a little skepticism, and then they do it. I feel like also, here's what I think too, and you're a father, so this matters to you.
Yep.
I know this matters to you. I'm a father to a son. You're a father to a son. Okay. How is this going to affect young boys who look up to Black Panther as a father figure, as a hero?
Yeah.
This is, I mean, George Lucas famously consulted a child psychologist when he was thinking about making Darth Vader the father of the protagonist, the hero, Luke Skywalker. Like, he was concerned. He was concerned how this would affect young kids. And so he felt he should consult a child psychologist. Did they put any thought into that, of how traumatizing it would be to, you're a hero, you've got Black Panther pajamas, you've got action figures, you're 9-10 years old, you're a boy, and you love Black Panther.
Clearly not.
You go to the movie, and in the opening scene, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous. This is stupid. It's irresponsible. And the people that approved this decision should be fired.
Well, hey, guess what, Chris? It's the same people that approved Ironheart torching cops on the bridge. I mean, it's the same people. So it gets back to the fundamental issue I have with Hollywood, is that you have these studio heads, whether it's at Disney, whether it's at Netflix, it's at Warner Brothers, wherever it is, they don't have the guts to tell the filmmaker, you're not going to include the scene of the superhero torching the cops on the bridge. Reshoot it, change it, have them be put under a bubble, a heat bubble, something that doesn't flambe them. So that is something that didn't happen here, and I wonder what the hell is going on.
I don't know, man. There's so many things about this movie, like we're dancing around stuff that we are probably not going to talk about because it's spoilerish, but I can't wait till this stuff comes out, because the movie is way worse than you think it is.
Well, yes, that's what makes you. Yeah, go ahead.
If you make a list of the worst MCU movies, Eternals, Black Panther 2, like Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 stands heads and tails above.
Way better. Iron Man 2
was bad.
First of all,
Captain Marvel.
I get news for you. Iron Man 2 is better than Iron Man 3. Don't even start on this, Chris. I swear to God, I'll boot you off the channel right now.
All I'm saying is,
I hate Iron Man 3.
A lot of these movies they're not, this is lower tier Marvel, and it's among the worst, if not the worst, of the MCU films. I actually got to run. I got to go right now. But dude, great to chat with you. I'm so glad you're monetized.
Yep.
I'm so glad that, come on, super chat Eric
You're
now.
You're the man.
Support the channel. Like, share, and subscribe this video. And I don't know. I'll see you. I'm going to see you at some screening in the next couple days.
Thursday. I'll see you Thursday. We'll hang out Thursday. We're going to, awesome. Thank you, Chris Gore, everybody.
All right, hey, take care, Eric.
See you, buddy.
All right, and what?
There you go. I cut him off before he said that. We're going to see him soon. Okay, let's get into some comments here. Gore's amazing. Good friend here in Los Angeles. Let's get to it. Solomon, they shouldn't use Chadwick's death as excuse for the film to be dull, which you're hearing. It's dull because, he died, so of course it has to be dull. Why? Why does it have to be dull? They could have used the multiverse to bring in T'Challa. I saw a clip of Namor, and it's not Namor. I mean, I can't stress this enough. Back to the original banner, that, again, the number one issue with this film for me is Namor's miscast. If you ask me, what's the number one problem? There's many problems with Black Panther 2. But again, you have to match the physicality of the character, and you do not with this actor. He just doesn't have the physicality, the presence, the gravitas, tenecorta, to match what you need for Namor to be what they're asking that character to do in this film. Now, is it underwritten? Is it written strange? Sure, there's a little of that. But you still have to, as an actor, take what you're given and then impart absolute will, right? A menacing will upon your character, and Tenet does not have the ability to do that. If you go back and you look at Thor: Love and Thunder, you guys have lots of issues with the film, and certainly we disagree on that film. I think it's super entertaining. I mean, for what it is, if you want something with stakes, and all, no, but if you want something that is just an enjoyable, summertime, fun film, Thor: Love and Thunder delivers on that. But Christian Bale, right? Delivers, I mean, always, right? But as the villain there, when you see him, you go, there is gravitas, there is stakes, there is menace, and you believe that he's a tortured soul, everything you need. And when you watch Namor, you just don't see it. You see this very flat, one-dimensional situation, and you needed to have somebody who physically fit Namor more, and then also was able to give him the thrust, the absolute menace that you needed for the character. Now, I also want to mention this, and then we'll get more into comments, is this. I am not suggesting that this, I can't believe I even have to say this at this point, but of course we do nowadays. I am not suggesting that the reason that Huerta is not good is because he is a Hispanic actor. I hope to God that no one think like that's, I'm talking about the role. I don't care who plays it. I don't care. I want the best Namor, period. Do you see? It gets back to the same old story for me every time. It's merit. It is merit. So whoever you think is the best person for that role, whoever they are, whatever their racial makeup is, that is who you're going to pick. You're not going to specifically say we need to have this. If you want to, that's fine, but still make sure that you get it right. You can't. This is where you're going to lose things, is when you try to shove something in because you need to, let's just use the word a quota, whatever you want to call it. And then what happens is, if that person isn't up to the role, isn't up to the task, then you are in trouble. And the film is made weaker by a Namor that does not have the menace that you need for the film. That is the reality of what Wakanda Forever is missing. You're missing someone who makes you fear when you're supposed to be afraid. And instead you're like, there he is. You know, at least if he looked physically good, you'd be like, oh my God, he looks like a badass. I haven't seen Narcos, Gone Girl, and I assume no. Listen. It's not that it's a bad performance. It's that he's miscast. Do you know the difference? I know you do. I'm going to explain. Miscast means you aren't the right person for the role. It's not necessarily the performance. It's you could never do it even if you wanted to. Right? So that'd be like, hey, Erick, we need you to go play starting quarterback for my team, the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm a decent athlete, but I'm certainly not a quarterback in the NFL like Joe Burrow. And I would be terrible, even though I might look okay with some pads on. But my point is, do you see? It's not necessarily, not his fault. It's the fact that he really shouldn't have been selected. So it's no matter what he did here, even if he gave a stronger performance, I just don't think he has it. Right? So when we're casting and we're looking at, let's say we have 50 people to come in, I guarantee if we all were in a room and we brought people in, we would say there'd be someone of the 50 that we go, that's it. That's the person. And then we'd see another, that's another one. We'd have 3. We'd say, okay, this is our 3 out of the 50. And maybe it's fewer than that. Maybe it's 2. And then we'd walk them back in and we'd say, let's look again. Take your shirt off. Right? Like in Triangle Sadness, we haven't seen it. But it's true. Listen, you're going to play Namor. Take your shirt off. And then I'm going to say no. Not in front of him. That'd be super rude. But I'd be like, this guy's got to do too much work in the gym. But isn't that, I know that you guys, some of you are like, oh, that's very mean. Guys, this is Hollywood. Hollywood is not a nice place. Hollywood is never been about, oh, let's feel bad for someone and give them things. No, it's about working your ass off. And frankly, a lot of people do things that are totally like on the download to get into the business. And then they continue to do things to extend their career and or anything out here. I mean, name it. In Hollywood, it's a whole nother game. So to say that, he doesn't look the physical part is not mean. And if you think it's mean, then I'm sorry, it's not mean. It's part of the deal. When you are the starting quarterback for an NFL team and people are going to criticize you, you're the starting quarterback of the NFL team. You make $10 million a year. Of course, they're going to say something about you. We're not allowed to do that. So why aren't we allowed to say that Tenoch Huerta is not ready or wasn't the right guy for Namor? Okay, it's not the worst miscasting in the history of film, but it's also not the strongest decision you could have made. So whoever made that call, whether it's Feige, whether it was Disney, whoever was the ultimate, it had to be Feige. He's the one who makes the final call. He didn't make the right pick. It's really that simple. And let's talk about some picks that they made perfectly right with the MCU. Since we're just going to pick on one thing, let's stick with that. Who did they nail? They got Robert Downey Jr. without question. Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man really sets the MCU up for everything that we had over the past decade. And now we seem to have lost. Then you go back and you look at Star-Lord, the importance of getting Chris Pratt in that role. If you don't get the right guy there for Star-Lord, I don't know if we're even on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Maybe that's a one and done thing. Maybe they just get, annexed into the MCU, but they don't even get their own film after one. But because Chris Pratt was perfect, he was the guy born to play Star-Lord, we now are looking forward to Guardians 3, the next film I really want to see. I mean, Ant-Man looks like fun, but I really just want to wait till Guardians. I need a break, man. I need an MCU break. Give me a break, like a long break. I need an extended vacation from the MCU. Namor's a badass character. He once ordered a shark to kill his servant that failed him. He should have been played by Daniel Day-Kim or Luke Evans, 2 better choices. In the comics, his name means Avenging Son. There's none of that here. There's none. Luke Owens, okay. There's none of that. T'Challa should have been recast. Namor, another actor. You need powerhouses going at it. Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors. When Michael B. Jordan shows up in the film, he's in the film. I'm not going to say where. I don't want to do that. But I do want to say that the moment Michael B. Jordan comes on the scene, and there he is, guess what happens? You, as a human being, go, oh, that guy. Now, that's what a badass looks like. And that makes Namor look even worse because you watch Michael B. Jordan do his thing and you go, oh, that's menacing. That's tough guy. I don't want to run into that dude. And then you get Namor and you're like, oh, whatever, Namor, come on, man. You're not that big a deal. Let me just move you aside with my hand. That's the problem. Okay. And it is a very, very significant problem. Do you prefer Black Adam or Wakanda Forever? I don't know if I want to answer this because you guys are going to, oh, here they come. If I had to watch a film again, I'm picking Black Adam. And I don't even think Black Adam is very good. I think it's passable. And you know why? Here's the number one reason I'm watching Black Adam over Wakanda Forever again. I don't need to say it. You guys know. It's The Rock. The Rock is the reason. This film, Wakanda Forever, does not have a Rock. It doesn't have anyone who is interesting beyond Michael B. Jordan and Lupita Nyong'o. And the problem with both of those people is that they're not in the movie enough. So because they are de-emphasized / barely in it, you are and also Winston Duke. So you have 3 characters that are fun, and none of them are in the film for long. So that's the issue. I mean, yeah. So I would say I want to watch Josh. I have not taken off my shirt, but I did. I really do. I really mean this. And I need you guys, if you need to, I'm not going to like, okay, fine. I don't care. This is the point of the show where we go off the rails. Who gives a crap? I don't care anymore. And by the way, I have the sniffles, so I'm a little tired and sick. So don't like super agitate me. I'll just cut the stream. Okay. Now listen, you have to bear with me here. I'm not, because Josh came in here and said I have to do this. But okay, so this is me. This is an undoctored photo of me from earlier tonight with a runny nose at the gym. For one thing, I want to make sure people understand that when I go to the gym, I go for it's business. Okay, so I've got a basketball jersey on. I've got my tights on, you can't see. I've got a little armband thing. I wear a lot of accessories to the gym. But what you got to understand is that picture is undoctored. Okay? Yes, it's down below. It's my favorite angle I ever take. So, Josh, I swear to God, if you say something about this, I will block you, Josh. Is that I've worked my ass off to be in shape. And I'm telling you right now, and I'm being objective, I shouldn't have bigger arms than Namor. Right? Just give me a like right there. Just for that. We are off the rails. The film guy on YouTube / Twitter / wherever you know me from, Film Courage, should not have bigger arms than Namor. But yet, I would suggest that's the fact that is exactly what we have here. Come in the comments now, guys. Come on. Seriously. So anyone who says, by the way, that looks at that and goes, that guy is like, look, there's filters. I'm like, okay, do you want another picture from another? I mean, like, I don't like go into Photoshop. The only thing I do with these photos, I swear to God, is literally hit a different filter. That's it. So am I right though? Like, should a guy on YouTube be more, jacked, let's just be honest, than Namor? Of course not. But that's what we get here too. Thanks, Josh, for making that work. I'll send you the money. No, he did. Same with Gore. I don't talk about that. At some point, I'm going to actually post like workout videos because I feel like that's like the real road to success here. It seems like Batman will be the best CBM of the year. Right now, the best CBM of the year, without question, is the Batman. And then for me, go to Thor. Then we go to that's hard. Doctor Strange or Wakanda. I would go Strange over Wakanda, and then we're right. That's the last one. Wakanda, Black Adam. No, hold on. My. The Batman. Then we go Thor for me. Then we're gonna go Black Adam. Then we're gonna go Doctor Strange, and then we're gonna go. And I can't even believe I'm saying the Black Adam is ahead of 2 MCU because it's not a great film, but that shows you how much I did not really love. Except for Elizabeth Olsen, who's drop dead gorgeous, if I haven't told you. She is the best part of Doctor Strange. So I might tie it with Black Adam just for Elizabeth Olsen. And then we're going to put Wakanda Forever in the last spot, which is insane. Oh, God, son, he looks better than you. That's son, you are so wrong. Get out of here, son. You are. That's said like by somebody who's not like hiding behind an app. Is your nose growing, son? Superman, Batman, Thor, and Erick Weber, whatever cover, they are ripped. Let's go. I mean, guys, okay, last time, there's other pictures, but I mean, again, I'm not going to take my shirt off. I'm not doing it here. I'm tired and it's cold. I've got like a bomber jacket. I'm just telling you, this is undoctored. So, son, get out of here. You got to be kidding me. I mean, you're 100% wrong. Yeah, thank you. Isn't that true? Like literally, Nemo. Like that's a Stan thing. Like, oh, like, dude, don't hear. You know what? This brings back what I want to get to. And I said this the other night. This is perfect. We'll get into it here as we kind of close things out here. Don't be a Stan. I talked about this the other night. The importance of not being a stan. You can be a fan of something for as much as you want to be. It's amazing. I mean, there's so few things in life that we have that we can really get excited about. So if you love something, then go for it. But, you also don't want to be such a stan that you are clouded and you cannot be objective about things. And I'm not just talking about Namor versus me in the arms. I'm talking about in general. So if I tell you that Wakanda Forever is flat, it is just a very underwhelming film, don't come immediately into me after not seeing the movie. That's the other funny, we haven't seen it. Don't come in here and just go, oh, you're wrong. Because first of all, you haven't seen the movie. But second of all, I'm more right than wrong. It's certainly here. And I think that the problem is when you're a stan or you're tribal, and tonight with the election's a perfect time to talk about it too. If you're a Democrat or Republican, don't go all in with that party. Decide things that you like from each and maybe make your own mind up and not be like a stan like our boy Son here. Like, oh, everything the MCU does is amazing, or everything the DCU does is the best thing ever. Don't be like that. Be your own person, man. Don't be a stan. Enjoy things, but also have the ability to reevaluate when the opportunity presents itself. You're not like, oh, I can't say that's bad because I love the MCU and the MCU doesn't do anything bad. Or if you're a Democrat, oh, I can't say anything a Democrat does is wrong because I'm a Democrat, Republican, same thing. Whatever it is, you need to be objective and to be non-tribal. That is my number one lesson from MMT. If I continue the show for however many years or if it's over tomorrow, the number one, probably more than likely the second of those. When we look at things, we cannot be tribal. We have to be independent thinkers and evaluate everything on its own merits every single time. That is the importance of not being a stan like our boy Son. A toxic stan to me is a delusional kiss ass. Just saying. Plus, I had a feeling this film was going to be average. That's kind of fair. A stan is a delusional kiss ass. That's pretty fair. But it is weird because it is kind of, there's definitely some delusion in there. And then there's this like, oh, I'm a stan, so I have to say everything is good. I saw your Twitter. Lots of stans were triggered. Wasim, 100% cult-like behavior. Don't be in a cult. I don't care don't be in a cult of any kind. And these people are. They come at you and say, oh, you hate all MCU films. And I have to go back and remind them that I love Thor Love and Thunder. Then they go, oh, he said Thor Love and Thunder was 1,000,000 times better than Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is mid-Marvel. Maybe it's not 1,000,000 times, but certainly is a hell of a lot more entertaining than Doctor Strange too. Ooh, except for Elizabeth Olsen, who's dropped dead. It's a callback every time, literally. Doctor Strange, Elizabeth Olsen, dropped dead, gorgeous. But beside that, we have a situation where you have to be able to be unbiased. So don't be a cult-like person. That one, that's right. That person who came at me and said, I'm never happy. That was funny. Let's pull that tweet up as we continue. Just a little bit longer. My nose is like literally running right now. It's so bad. I should probably go get Kleenex. So bad. Okay, let's go. Whatever, we're almost done. Okay, here, let's go. Hold on. Where was it? This person came at me today and they go, hey, guess what? You're never happy. You're like a nagging. Here it is. You're like a nagging wife. You're never happy, Eric. So I go, okay, well, let's find out. Let's go to it. So here it is. You're like a nagging wife, never happy. Maybe you should take up directing movies yourself to show us what perfection is. And then I literally go, okay. And I just randomly go, okay, I know I've loved some films. Number one, The Batman, Cinema of a Spectacular Order, as I called it, 9.5 out of 10. We go to the next one. Elvis, a towering spectacle that cannot be replicated at home. Let's go to the next. Here it is. Holy shit, X movies, Unhinged AF, best horror film since Hereditary, horror masterpiece. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, no, there's another coming of age season of big directors, coming of age films. It's Charlotte Wells delivers the most artistically and emotionally resonant with her feature debut, After Sun, a work of minimal beauty. Listen, I love After Sun. You need to see this film. But that's the thing. I can't stand when people come at you with stuff like, you're never happy. And then it's like, do you even know me? I'm sorry I'm not relentlessly positive about every movie. If you want me to work for Fandango, then I would do that. But I don't work for Fandango, nor would I want to work for Fandango, where I have to come out of every movie and say, oh, it's amazing. You got to see it on the big screen. Oh, my God, what an achievement. It's so great. because then you go, what's the value of your words? You have no value. And so many people on Twitter, so many critics have zero value because they have no balls when it comes to calling movies like Wakanda Forever underwhelming as hell. Because they want to curry favor with the studios, as someone said today. Mike told me on Twitter, he said, the one thing I value for is that you are fearless and you don't say things to like get into premieres and things. That's exactly what I don't care. If Disney cuts me off because of me saying that Wakanda Forever is incredibly underwhelming, I will live. I told you I need a break from the MCU anyhow. I'm not going to cry. If they don't, I'll go see them. But I'm not going to like beg. Excuse me, I want to see your movie. Can I see it on a Tuesday night instead of Thursday so I can talk about it early? Like, what's the... No, I'm not going to do it. But there's plenty. Hey, Brandon, hello. Good to see you. Brant, thank you for the super chat. Right into the top. Here we go. Wakanda Forever performs like Thor 4, like 900 million. Worldwide, I'm going to definitely go under after seeing the film. If you would have hit me with this comment, Brandon, a week or two ago, I would have said, no question, I'm with you. The problem is, after watching this film, we're going to have a lot of people that are not thrilled with the film. And I think that what I brought up earlier tonight is going to end up being a topic of discussion with people when they see Ironheart flame roasting a bunch of cops. That is not going to sit well with a lot of people. And when word gets out that that is in the film, it's going to turn into something that people are saying, why is Disney/Marvel advocating superheroes roasting cops is okay? We've never seen that before, but yet in Wakanda Forever, here it is. Goodbye, cops. You are now torched. That's going to be a problem for people. So these things will all add up to take that number down. Wakanda Forever is going to go down in the number overall because of issues like Namor miscast, the cops getting roasted. The number one, the fact the film's underwhelming, overlong. It's one of the middest of all the Marvel films, and Gore was on here saying it's like one of the worst. And I mean, if you ask me if I'd rather watch Iron Man 3 or Wakanda Forever again, I'd never say this again. So swear to God, I'm going to destroy this after it's over. I would watch Iron Man 3. And you guys know how much I do not like that film. Oh, no, there it is. But we love everything. I can change it all the time. The Thor 4 didn't get to 900. What did it get to? What did Thor 4? Hold on, let me see. What did Thor 4 get to? Give me 1 second. Let's find out. Box office mojo. Give me just like, I have all the things saved here. Here it is. Domestic box office. Okay, let's pull up the domestic box office for the year. Here we go. So let's go to our top. My God, we're down to like number. Let's put it in not in calendar. Let's put it in over. Let's go gross. Okay, hold on. This is like in order. Okay, here it is. Okay, so Top Gun Maverick number one stateside, 716 million. There's no way in hell that Wakanda Forever is getting to that. Doctor Strange 411. I don't even know if Wakanda Forever can get there after seeing it. I just don't. The thing that Doctor Strange had going for it is that it was the film after No Way Home, which made people really excited to go see it because they thought there was going to be all this multiverse like we saw with No Way Home. And it really turned out to be, no, it didn't happen. It was a total, listen, the film for me is not great. It's a mid Marvel film at best, but it made 411 because of all that, because it was kind of unique at that point. I think Wakanda Forever is going to get hit by the fact it's mid at best. And then also people are MCU'd out. And then we have Dominion at 376, the Batman at 369. Let me see what Thor has here. Thor has 343 stateside, 760 worldwide. I think that's actually, I think maybe we get to 800 million on Wakanda Forever, but I don't think it's going to be above that. Because after seeing the film, it's just not, the quality is not strong enough to go higher. It better do a really nice opening number, like I'm talking 185, 190, 200. We'll talk about that on Thursday. I plan to be back here unless I go to this Mia Goth X party, which if I go to that, then I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be hanging out at a Pearl party with Mia Goth. I mean, as much as I love you guys, I love Mia Goth and Pearl way more than all of you. That doesn't mean I don't love you. I just love her that much. So when you look at this, you're looking at a movie that's probably going to be 800 million is my guess. Is my guess. Wakanda Forever is tragic about grief, losses. Well, what do we call that when I like doing this because it's the making fun. It's the the unhinged person. When we go capital, lowercase, capital, right? I love doing that too. Like Erick's never happy. And like, here's 4 things that say that I'm happy. So what are you talking about? Yeah, I love when people do that. I'm sorry. It never gets old to me. All right. Anything else here? We got a couple more minutes and then we're going to wrap this thing. You guys, it's usually an hour. I'm going to go extra 5 minutes. We'll go another 5 minutes. Then we're done. We are done after that. Bring me your latest comments. If I didn't get to yours, hit me with a super chat, and I promise I'll get you right to the top. Wakanda Forever cost $250 million. It has had shit promoted out of it, no question. It needs to make almost $1 billion at the box to make money, dream on. It's not going to make $1 billion. There's no way. I'm telling you here tonight that this film will not get to $1 billion. There is no chance because it is not that good. It's just underwhelming, man. Go back and watch the beginning of the stream. You'll hear it. You'll hear me and Chris. You'll hear me at the beginning go off on a lot of things. And the number one issue for me, again, recapping, is the fact that Namor is miscast, and the reason that's the number one thing for me is that this is a film that is very dependent on Namor being the strong, alpha, badass, menacing merman, and we don't get that. So the entire film is thrown out of balance because we don't have that. We have a very mid Namor instead of a menacing Namor. And then the whole film starts to literally fall apart at that point. There's way more than that. But if I had to, I say, if you would have a Christian Bale type of performance with Namor, then Wakanda Forever is easily 2 full grading points higher for me. I mean, it could be an 8.5 versus a 6.5. So that's why, if you ask me what's the number one problem with this, it's that Namor doesn't have the gravitas, the menace to deliver what you need from the film. So if you give it to an actor who physically looks better, who has more of a, I don't know about this guy. This guy is going to mess me up if I do the wrong thing. Namor in this doesn't have that. And therefore the film is degraded by the fact that it is weakened by this weak Namor. So that's why it's the number one thing I keep coming back to. But I'm telling you right now, do not forget that I told you here on the stream tonight that the fact that the superheroes are killing cops is going to become a story. And you heard it here first. So whenever you see this thing turn into a story, it's because it's not because we talked about it. It's because people saw it, the same thing that I saw, that you go, wait a second, did Ironheart just flame broil cops? She did. What just happened? I'm so glad I'm not the only one who loathes Iron Man 3, the jokey, messy tone. Thank you. Brandon, I'm gonna induct you here tonight as we get ready to wrap the show into the MMT Hall of Fame commenters, because this is exactly why Iron Man 3 is such a train wreck. Because you have the Mandarin, you have this character, you talk about menacing. Go watch the Mandarin before he gets his dick chopped off. And then you watch Ben Kingsley, and then you go, my God, that is what a villain looks like. So what I wanted was Namor to be like the Mandarin before he gets his nuts whacked in Iron Man 3. And instead, we get a version of the Mandarin mixed with the end Mandarin. We get this tepid, limp Namor that doesn't sell the film. That was actually pretty good for the end of the stream, and I'm like just about out of it. It wasn't too bad. Wakanda Forever won't break even. I don't know. We'll find out. Erick is not a monster. He's ahead of the curve. I mean, ultimately, I got to be, and we'll wrap here. And maybe we'll do, again, if I'm not here Thursday, it's because I want to, is there a Hall of Fame? At some point, I will create that. Oh, before we go, real quick, I forgot to ask you guys this. I just got this today. This is the screener for Sea Beast. Now, before I understand what you're going to say, you're going to say right now, what the hell is Sea Beast? It's a Netflix animated film. But here's the reason I bring it up, is because I think the cover's pretty badass. I've never even seen Sea Beast. I know they want me to watch it, but it's a contender for best animated film this year. I've heard it's very good. I like the cover. So I'm thinking as an FYC, we could put it somewhere, but because it's not that big a film, I don't want to put it like, right here with La La Land. That would be weird. You'd be like, why the hell is Sea Beast there? I don't really want to put it where the Lego movie, because again, it's sea beast. I think maybe somewhere up in here, but you can't really see the eyes. So I'm stuck where to put. Comment, please, where we should put, or should we put the sea beast anywhere up on the FYC? I mean, but it looks good. I'm a sucker for good-looking FYC covers. I took the DVD out, by the way. So the DVDs are always in these things. For those of you who don't know, like, what are these things? These are literally from the studios. Please vote for our film. So there's that Sea Beast. Okay, wait a second. Take out Wonder Woman 84. No, don't say that. Plus, it wouldn't look good because look, it doesn't look good on the top. The best part about Wonder Woman is you see Gal Gadot's eyes, right? You see the tiara and you see the eyes, and then you see the fact that it's, oh my God, Wonder Woman 84 had a screener. Someone thought that was an awards movie. That's the funniest thing I ever saw. So that'll never leave the wall. Swap out to Five Bloods. Where's the Five Bloods? It's back there. Where is it? Hold on. It's way back there though. I don't know. Hold on. Let me look. Let's just get a quick look at that. That would be that. I don't know. I mean, the thing about I lost it. The Five Bloods is a really cool looking. The movie's not good, but the cover's badass, right? Maybe Hustlers. Where's Hustlers? I forgot. I moved it. But I really like Hustlers. I love Lorraine's direction in that. Where the hell is Hustlers? I have Hustle. Where the hell is Hustlers? I don't even remember. It's somewhere. I've moved it so many times, I don't even remember where the hell it is. The wall of FYC screeners. Remember, when we're going to put Top Gun Maverick like right here. Because not Sea Beast, but like somewhere right in the middle. This is the prime FYC area of the MMT wall, right? Right here. These are films I either love or are huge. You know, Oscar winners. Ghost Story, one of the best finishes of a film ever. Wonder Woman 84 is a masterpiece. For that, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a masterpiece of an FYC screener because you can't even believe that they actually printed one up. When we do an MMT meetup, we'll do one for sure. Those of you who are in LA will do it. All right, we're getting ready to wrap here. Maybe on Thursday night, maybe not. I haven't decided. If I go to the Pearl thing, I will not be here on Thursday. If I don't, I'll be here. Just check the community tab or just be ready with the alerts. And everybody else, thank you so much for being here tonight. By the way, tonight's kit is hidden behind the jacket. LAFC, the champions of the MLS. Thank you so much. And being in Los Angeles, it's a good one to wear. We'll be back maybe Thursday, if not, the traditional show on Sunday night, as always, here on MMT. Those of you new, thank you for being here. Those of you who are longtime loyal viewers, appreciate you just the same. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday, possibly Sunday for sure. Good night. MMT is out on this Tuesday night. Good night.